Welcome to World History, everybody. The purpose of this screencast is to introduce you to both the class and myself, your teacher. So let's get started with that. The image that you see here can be found by clicking on the staff information button in the course, and you can read more details about my background there as well. I'll give you the brief overview. From birth through 8th grade, I grew up in Milwaukee, and then summer before my freshman year of high school, my family decided to move to our cabin in the middle of nowhere. So I ended up attending high school in Eagle River, Wisconsin, which is way up in the northern part of the state. From there, I went to college at St. Norbert, which is in De Pere, which is located right outside of Green Bay. First semester, my junior year of college, I had the opportunity to study abroad in Santiago de Chile as part of my Spanish minor. And I lived with a Chilean family, got to take classes in Spanish, and overall it was an amazing experience. So if you ever get the opportunity to study abroad, I would highly recommend it. I graduated from St. Norbert in spring of 2002, and fall of 2002 I started teaching. My entire teaching career has been with the school district of Waukesha. I started out at Waukesha South High School, and from there I moved to eAchieve. While I was at South, I coached both girls volleyball and girls basketball up until I had children. I do have two kids. I have a son named Caden and a daughter named Alden, and I have a wonderful husband as well. To stay active, I play volleyball a couple nights a week and do taekwondo with my son about 3 nights a week. This class is going to give you a survey of pretty much all of world history. It sounds overwhelming when you think about the fact that over the course of the year we're going to be covering about 10,000 years of history for the whole world. But the goal is to help you, one, learn about the events, but not just stop with names and dates and key events and things like that, but to see cause-effect relationships, to understand how regions are connected to each other, to take a look at change and continuity over time. We're going to analyze primary and secondary sources. You're going to practice the skills of a historian with source analysis and through essay writing as well. When you look at how the content is broken up, first semester, we're going to talk basically about the beginning of civilization. So we're going to start with hunter-gatherers and then move all the way up to the Middle Ages. And then second semester, we're going to talk about the Renaissance and key topics listed here like the Reformation, Age of Exploration, and that's going to bring us all the way up into modern day issues in various regions in the world. So it really is all of world history up until the present. The grading information that you see here was taken from the course information button. Go to grading policies once you click on that, and you can see more detail here. Also, we do have a school-wide grading document that's linked in the course information button as well. Please make sure you take the time to read that because that gives you more detailed information about how grades are determined. Just want to make sure that everybody's aware that when you see scores in the gradebook, you're not going to see a B plus or a C minus or 100% or 80% or anything like that. You're going to get a number of a 4, 3, or 2, or you're going to see an incomplete. If you get a 4, that's awesome. That means that you completed your assignment at an advanced level. It's kind of like an A plus. You went above and beyond. You blew away the teacher. 3 is proficient. That's where eventually we want all students to get to. It's a B is what it translates into, and it means that you have a solid and consistent understanding of that content or that skill. 2 is basic. That's the equivalent of a C. And so that's the lowest we want students to be. That's why if you do work that's below a basic level, you're going to get an incomplete, which is basically a 0. And that means that you haven't reached even that minimum bar that we have. Maybe you misunderstood the assignment instructions, or you just didn't have enough detail for the teacher to really be confident that you have that basic understanding. So you're going to be given the opportunity to redo that assignment and bring it up to at least a 2, if not higher. You do have practice quizzes that are built in for every chapter. They're graded in the sense that the computer is going to auto score them for you, and it's going to put a grade in the gradebook of either an S for satisfactory or a U for unsatisfactory. It doesn't affect your grade for the class at all. It's risk-free practice. All right, so if you get a U, You don't have to freak out and email and ask for a redo because it has zero impact on your grade. If you're getting a lot of views on your quizzes, that is going to tell me that either you're not reading the chapters before you're doing the quizzes, or you're not referring back to the chapter while you're taking the quiz. Yes, that's okay for you to do. It's not cheating. Or maybe you're really just not understanding the questions, or you're rushing through the quizzes. But for me, a lot of views in the gradebook are kind of a red flag. So you do want to try to do your best on those quizzes, even though they don't affect your grade in the class. The textbook that we're using for this class is called World History Patterns of Interaction. You guys have to go to the Holt website to log into that, and all of this information is under the textbook button in the class. You do have a Holt username and password. I will say that in most cases it matches your eAchieve or your Blackboard username and password, so you can try that first. If that doesn't allow you to log in, then you need to look up what your Holt username and password are. You do that by going to the Student Resource Center, which is one of the classes that's listed under My Classes when you first log into school. And if you click on the My Logins button on the left, it's going to prompt you to log in using your username and password that you use to get to school. And then you're going to get a page that opens up that shows you your logins for all of your different books for your classes, different programs that are associated with various classes, your school info, your email, username, and password is all going to be there for you. Once you're logged into the Holt website, you're going to look for the picture of the World History book. So you're going to scroll down until you see it, and then you're going to click the link that says Go to the Online Textbook. Under the How-Tos button in the class, I did make a separate tutorial, like a little screencast for you of how to navigate the textbook. So if the textbook seems kind of confusing when you log in, be sure to check out that screencast. Pace chart for week 1 is copied and pasted for you here. The purpose of week 1 is to orient you to your classes. So explore the class, click on all the buttons, check out the pace chart, go to the textbook, figure out how that all works and how it's laid out. We don't have an e-session for this class on week 1 because everything is orientation e-sessions for new students. So if you're a returning student, you don't have to worry about any e-sessions. If you're a new student, make sure that you are going to your orientation e-sessions. Even though we don't have e-sessions, you do still have 2 assignments that you have to complete as part of your Getting Started Week 1 activity. So you have a discussion board and an intro quiz. If you have questions about anything, class-related, school-related, please don't hesitate to email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's all for now. Thanks, everyone.